Welcome to Mischief Wargaming. I'm John, and this is World of Tanks, the miniatures game. Based on the massively popular PC and console game developed by Wargaming, World of Tanks, the miniatures game is made by Gale Force Nine. This is a small skirmish game pitting two teams of World War II era tanks against each other. Unlike many other World War II miniature games, this one does not place much emphasis on historical accuracy. This video is using the contents of the starter set, and the game is pretty simple and easy to play. Now to look at the two teams. First up is the M4A1 Sherman, though I have painted it up as the Canadian Frostbite skinned Grizzly. The commander has the repair skill, the driver has smooth ride, and the tank has two additional equipment, a gun rammer and enhanced gun laying drive. Next is their partner, the Cromwell, painted up as the Knight premium tank. As standard, the Cromwell is overall a better tank than the Frostbite, so it only has a large repair kit and a pudding and tea consumable. And now their opponents. First, the Fighting Girlfriend T-34. The commander has the recon skill, the loader has safe stowage, and the tank has a spall liner equipped. And their teammate, the Panzer IV, which despite missing its decals is representing the anglerfish team from the anime Girls and Panzer. The gunner, Hano Suzu, has the snapshot skill, and the tank is equipped with a camo net and binocular telescope. They also have the 105 octane gasoline consumable. The battlefield has a number of terrain pieces, from farmhouses and a windmill providing solid cover, to low walls giving temporary cover, and two large sections of woods, which will help any tank that hides inside. The scenario is the basic free-for-all. The last team standing wins. Both teams deploy on opposite board edges. The advantage goes to the Fighting Girlfriend and anglerfish team. But before the game begins, the Fighting Girlfriend makes use of their recon skill, and makes two moves before turn 1. Now that the turn can start, the anglerfish team moves first, having the lowest initiative. The Panzer IV moves twice, heading towards the cover of the walls. Next up is the Frostbite, who moves behind the farmhouse. The Fighting Girlfriend is next, who only moves the once, getting behind a low wall for cover. Lastly, the Knight moves 3 times, dashing into the nearby woods. Now for the shooting phase, where we start with the highest initiative and work our way down. First up is the Knight, who's going to take a shot at the Panzer IV. 2 hits, but as both tanks moved a lot, the Panzer IV has a lot of defense dice. Both hits are saved, no damage, but one section of wall is destroyed. Next is the fighting girlfriend, who takes a shot at the knight. A hit and a critical. But the knight moved fast and is in cover, making this saved easily. No damage. As the Sherman cannot see anyone, it is the Panzer IV's go, and is going to shoot at the knight. Only one hit, but medium tanks can reroll one blank per shot, which scores a critical. And again, the knight easily makes the saves. Turn 2 starts with the anglerfish moving just once to get into the woods for cover. The frostbite moves out from behind the farmhouse, looking to target the fighting girlfriend. The T-34, and in turn the knight, remain stationary, confident in their own cover. Due to the enhanced gun laying drive and gun rammer, the frostbite will fire first this turn. It takes aim at the Russian T-34 and fires, scoring only a single hit even after the reroll. The fighting girlfriend blocks the shot too. No damage still. The knight fires at the Panzer next, scoring 2 hits and a critical. A third after the medium tank reroll. Only one hit is blocked, meaning the Panzer takes 2 hit points of damage and a critical damage card is drawn. An engine fire spells doom for the Panzer IV. It causes an additional point of damage right now, and will deal 1 more at the end of the turn. The T-34 might have some chance at revenge, as it shoots the Sherman next. The shot scores 3 hits and a critical, a nasty shot. But the Grizzly manages to block 2 hits and the critical, only taking 1 hit point of damage this turn. Lastly, the Panzer IV takes their final shot. Two hits are scored, which unfortunately the Cromwell manages to save. At the end of the turn, the engine fire causes the anglerfish team to bail from their tank. It's knocked out. Advantage stays with the T-34 as turn 3 begins. The frostbite remains stationary. The fighting girlfriend needs to try and mitigate the shots coming in, so ducks behind the farmhouse to try and prevent the Cromwell from shooting at them. The knight moves at full throttle, hoping to flank the T-34 later. The Grizzly again fires first, a hit and a critical. The Russian tank manages to block it. The return fire, however, is completely useless. Everything missed. Turn 4 starts with the frostbite moving up, getting in close range to the T-34. The fighting girlfriend moves up too, facing the side of the Sherman. The Cromwell barrels down the road and gets into a position against the T-34. The Grizzly shoots first, a hit and 2 criticals. Unfortunately, the fighting girlfriend doesn't block anything, so takes a point of damage and draws 2 critical damage cards. Another engine fire and a damaged radio. The Russian tank is at half health and will take 1 more damage at the end of the turn. If the knight can cause just 1 point of damage, they will win. A hit is scored, but the fighting girlfriend is going down swinging and blocks the damage. They will get to fire now, targeting the frostbite. Three hits are scored on the flank of the Sherman, but one of the hits is saved. The frostbite still lives, with 1 hit point remaining. The T-34 fails to repair the engine fire, meaning that it will be destroyed at the end of next turn, no matter what happens. As it's impossible for the T-34 to destroy 2 tanks in 1 turn, the team of the Knight Cromwell and the Frostbite Grizzly Sherman win the game. So that was my first game of World of Tanks miniatures game. I made a major tactical blunder by not moving the Panzer IV into the woods on turn 1. The camo net and binoculars would have made it much harder to shift and would have made the tank much more deadly. Instead, I kept them moving, wasting the equipment that needed the tank to be stationary. Otherwise, I feel like I did okay with the other tanks. Poor luck kept the T-34 from really doing much. As a 8 or 9 year veteran of World of Tanks, both PC and console, this miniatures game really captures the fast-paced gameplay of the video games. I mainly play the console version, which is where the paint schemes for the tanks come from. This game is super easy to pick up and play, and since you aren't restricted by nations like most World War II games, you can make a team of just your favourite tanks. Or theme them, like having a full Girls and Panzer platoon. Until then, thank you very much for watching, check out the social links down below, and take care.